Today, in the world of cannabis companies and advocates launched the U.S. Cannabis Council. The Wisconsin legislature cast doubts on the governor's plan to legalize recreational cannabis statewide, and a new poll indicates that over half of North Carolinians support cannabis legalization in the state.
It's Tuesday, February 16th, and this is your TRICHOMES Morning Buzz.
Broadcasting live from the TRICHOMES.com studios in Southern California. It's time for your Morning Buzz. We bring you late-breaking news that keeps you up to date with what's happening in the cannabis industry.
First up, in a report by Cannabis Industry Journal, a group of cannabis businesses and advocates have launched a nonprofit geared toward the advancement of federal cannabis policy reform, social equity, and racial justice, called the U.S. Cannabis Council, or USCC. USCC is a unified voice advocating for the descheduling and legalization of cannabis, said UCC's interim CEO, Stephen Hawkins, who is also the executive director of the Marijuana Policy Project, a founding organization of the USCC. Legalization at both the state and federal level must include provisions ensuring social equity and redress for harms caused to communities impacted by cannabis prohibition, Hawkins added. Representative Earl Blumenauer welcomed the USCC, saying that Congress will be working with the council on cannabis policy reform. As founder and co-chair of the Congressional Cannabis Caucus, I've seen firsthand that our most successful cannabis wins have been secured by a team, says Representative Blumenauer. That's why I'm glad to see this first-of-its-kind alliance. We have a unique opportunity in the 117th Congress to advance cannabis reform, but we must remain united to create the change we know is possible.
And next, Marijuana Moment reports that in spite of Wisconsin state governor including a cannabis legalization plan in the 2021 to 2023 budget request, the state legislature has already expressed dissent over the idea. In a course of a year, Democrat Governor Tony Evers updated his views from supporting medical cannabis legalization and decriminalizing cannabis possession in Wisconsin to supporting full adult use cannabis legalization. However, Wisconsin Senate President Chris Kapenga and Republican majority state legislator aren't feeling it. The legalization of recreational marijuana is not in the best interest of Wisconsinites, Kapenga said in a press release. The governor is adamant we follow science when it comes to COVID-19, but turns a blind eye when it comes to legalizing a drug that has no FDA approval, which all other medicines are subject to. What happened to the honorable goal of keeping the people of Wisconsin and our kids safe, he added. Governor Evers does have support from colleagues, though. In a tweet, Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes said, "Maybe I'm being blunt, but it's high time we stop living in the failed past." Other states take advantage of Wisconsin weed tourists who leave the state for greener pastures. What was once a pipe dream is now long overdue.
And last up, in a report by Fox 8 News, a new Elon University poll indicates that over half of North Carolina voters support the recreational legalization of cannabis in the state. Opposition to recreational marijuana legalization fell substantially over the last 3 years, said Jason Husser, director of the Elon poll and associate professor of political science. I suspect this is due in large part to the wave of states that have passed legalization measures. Medical marijuana legalization remains broadly supported in every demographic group we have examined. In 2017, researchers at Elon surveyed North Carolinians on their views on cannabis legalization. Then, only 45% of respondents say they support legalization, with 50.5% opposed. This time, the numbers have flipped, with 54% saying they support legalization and 43% opposed. Based on the data, researchers said that there appears to be a correlation between cannabis opinions and both age and political sightings. We found a major generational gap for recreational marijuana legalization, with those under 44 being about twice as likely as those 65 or older to support legalization, Husser said. Notably, these large generational differences do not extend to support for medical marijuana and lowering criminal penalties. Most Republicans also supported reducing penalties and legalizing medical marijuana.
That was today's Buzz. Thanks for listening. For more cannabis news and insights from industry professionals and a place to discuss these stories and others, visit trichomes.com.
And be sure to catch up with all of our other cannabis industry related podcasts like Hash It Out, The High Ground, or Careers in Cannabis, wherever you get your podcasts. For TRICHOMES.com, I'm David Fortin.
And I'm Devin Liao. Have a great day.